Richard Chadek was born December 10th, 1974. He was living with his mother, Teresa Grooms. Ricky, as he was called, was described as an absolute angel. Very smart, a good kid who was kind and gentle and never had any problems. On March 23rd, 1986, 11-year-old Rick rode his bike to a friend's house about 2 blocks from his own home. He was abducted in a bank parking lot, 42nd Valley Street in Omaha, Nebraska. Ricky's mom waited about 40 minutes and he had not returned home, so she went out to look for him. This was the first time that Ricky had been allowed to ride his bicycle that far on his own. The bicycle was later found parked with the kickstand down near a trash dumpster in the back lot. Witnesses saw a old blue pickup truck. It was described as a 68 to 70 Chevy or GMC truck with wooden sideboards. There were 3 witnesses that all saw the truck. In the case of at least one witness, they also gave the description of the driver as being a Caucasian male. They said the suspect looked about 45 years of age and had a reddish complexion. Ricky's disappearance sparked the largest manhunt Omaha Police Department had ever assembled. There were 59 investigators from 9 different agencies. They were split into 6 teams and worked 12 to 16-hour shifts each day for several weeks. Coincidentally, Ricky's grandfather worked for the Omaha Police Department. Investigators traveled up to 300 miles to follow up on leads, and they checked 1,000 trucks. 8 days later, on March 31st of 1986, a farmer found Ricky deceased in a grove of trees near 168th and Ida Street in Omaha, Nebraska. Within 2 weeks after Ricky was found, the reward had grown to $12,697. However, no one has ever been arrested for his murder. It's said that Ricky died from asphyxia and possibly strangulation, but in the days that he was missing, it appears that he had been cared for. They said that his clothes were clean, he had had a bath, and he had eaten a meal. Now, some reports say that he was held for up to 6 days, but he wasn't found until 8 days later, and they put the time of death as being 12 hours prior to him being found. So that would suggest to me that he was actually held for 7 or 8 days. Now, this bears a strong resemblance, as far as the M.O., to another famous case that's known as the Oakland County child killer case. There were a total of, I believe, 7 children who were abducted and murdered in the Oakland County case. Each of them had been held for 9 days. The manner of death was also similar in a number of the cases here in Oakland. So I'll be investigating that one as well, and I will probably put that as a part 2 for this. So now there are multiple theories that are that I was able to find online. One of the things that's been pointed out is that Ricky was taken on Palm Sunday and he was held for the duration of Holy Week and then killed on Easter Sunday. Now, Ricky's family was Catholic. Strangely, I found a comment. It said one witness did get the license plate number, but that their priest told them not to share the license plate number with the police, which seems very strange. Now, there's also a lot of speculation about a kidnapping ring in Omaha that I will be looking into it. So anyway, one of the theories that I found is a man named David Shurter, and he believes that his father may have been involved. He said that he had actually witnessed his father, torturing and murdering children when he himself was a child. He lived in Gradinger, Iowa, but he said that his family traveled to Omaha frequently. He had a grandma and an uncle that lived. He also said that his family vacationed at a place called Silver Lake, Minnesota. He says that Richard Chadek's family also vacationed there. David Schurter said that his father worked for Northern Natural Gas, and so he traveled across the Midwest as part of his employment. So he also states that his father had built a soundproof room in their house. As he was dying, he apparently, the father of David Schurter, shared with several people that he, quote, had skeletons in his closet. Now, whether he was, speaking literally or figuratively, I can't say, but the son says that he, the father, actually did rebuild the closet at some point. Oh, he said, too, that there were ropes that were used. His father went boating a lot, and so he had a lot of rope around the house. Now, the reason I decided kind of to look into this case a little more thoroughly is I lived about 2 miles from the bank where Ricky was abducted at the time. Oddly, I had a neighbor who had a blue truck with wooden sideboards. Shortly after abduction, he painted the sideboards on his truck, which I thought was kind of odd. He was kind of an odd character anyway. I contacted the police, and they sent one young female police officer by herself to his home, and of course he wasn't there. His wife and child were there. Now, they lived somewhere else, but would frequently visit. The police told the wife why she was there and left her business card, which is really not a good idea, in my opinion. Anyway, so, the next day, the guy basically started making attempts to get out of Dodge. Yeah, he started coming home, in the middle of the night in a different vehicle, and he would just stay for an hour or two and then leave. And he did that for about 3 nights and then just completely disappeared from the apartment building. So I've always found that to be suspicious. Now, I don't know the man's name. I could give a description of him. That's another strange thing, because his description would be strikingly similar to the description of one of the suspects in the Oakland County cases. That's my theory. I don't think anything was ever done with it, and like I said, the guy just disappeared after that. So it's been 34 years? And to this day, no one has ever been arrested. But that's pretty much all the details that I was able to find. Like I said, I'll probably do a couple more videos on possible related cases. That's all I have for today. Thank you so much for watching. Good night and God bless.